What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Angry Jackalope. I am back, motherfuckers. How's it going? Let's see. We got roll call already. Got Jackalope in the motherfucking house. What's up, Yacky Yak? We got Mrs. Vixen. We got the Vixen, Mrs. Jackalope. We got the Backwoods Hickalope. We got Matt, who's on time. Well, there you go, dude. We got Paula Lucky Lope. We got Garant Antelope. And let's see. Yeah, we got Brian. Brian's in the motherfucker as well. What's up, everybody? Okay, so a couple of things. First and foremost, I cannot believe it is a whole new month already. What's up, Stevie? Stevie G is in the house. Hope you're feeling better, brother. I know you were in the hospital. Are you still sitting in the hospital right now? Ouch, dog. Chill out. What the fuck? All right, guys. Let's see. Oh, motherfuck. I'm out of this. I'm out of coffee. Well, at least I got it. Fucking ouch. What the hell, dog? What are you doing? Are you getting comfortable? Shit. Well, Paula, if you loved the backpack, hold the fuck up. Let me just show you guys something real quick here. Let me, speaking of out of time for the Kraken. Yeah, exactly. Exactamundo. I might actually crack into some Kraken. I don't know yet. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how experimentation goes tonight. I want to try something. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it or not. I did it years ago. Here it is. This is what I wanted. I want to click on this, and then I want to save this. I want to save this one. Save this in the right folder. Let's put it right in here. Yes, this is a good one. We'll save this one. Perfect. And then we'll back up and we'll open up this one and we'll save this guy too. Let's see. As soon as this thing fucking renders out, I'll be able to do this and show you guys. There it is. This one is inspired by my daughter. Okay, there we go. I've got those. Now I can share these with you guys as well. All right, let me minimize this. And we'll minimize this. Minimize this. Here we go. All right, so if I do this and I add a source and I browse to it and I go to projects and then I scroll down, I should see, there it is. Boom. All right, so this, oh, this thing's aspect ratio gets all wonky. Ta-da! So this is the newest backpack. And now that I've got all of the flaps and shit worked out, I think this is actually going to look a lot nicer. So I will have this one. I think I'm going to order one of these just to have on hand. And then for some of those who's a little bit more on the darker side of things, aka my daughter, I made a pack for her, which is this one, which I think this one came out super sharp. I think this one came out really neat. Let me get this one to the right size. And this is a really neat design that I came up with for her, called Memento Mori. And I found that inverted and straight version of the Memento Mori. I actually found that online. I didn't make that centerpiece that's right there. The one that's on the flap. I didn't make that one. I just saw that and thought that was super neat and said, fuck it. I'll go ahead and just grab that puppy. So that's the only thing that I kind of leached off the internet until somebody nails me and I get in trouble or something. But for right fucking now, I really don't give a shit. I think this was one I put together primarily for my daughter, but it ties in well with my experience life stuff. So yeah, I'll be ordering that for her. And then of course, this is all mine. Everything I did on this is 100% my design, my creation. So I already know there's no way anybody can fucking cry about this shit. So yay. And this one actually I think is going to be really, really cool. After I got the one, I was like, that's dope. You know what I mean? What's up, Bronx? We got the motherfucking Brizonks in the house. Nut Job also. You know, Nut Job. I'm adding a section to my deal where, you know, if you want to do something, I'll put it up there and then I'll just get the money over to you. So what I'll do is offline, you and I could talk and I let you know whatever the shit ends up costing and all of that jazz, and then work something with you if you want to have some merchandise put up there. That way it's kind of in a centralized location. And what I'll do is I'll probably call it YouTube Homies or something like that, because I'm pretty sure Tenchi's going to want to put something of his up there as well, because they can do stickers and some other shit like that. So, you know, anyway, this is something we can all talk about. Let's see. Yeah, an empty backpack is fucking that backpack is fucking light. Super light. Wicked in the house. Oh, we got the full house. We got the full house in here. I'm actually thinking about doing a Wicked backpack too, just because I think one of the things I'm going to do whenever I do a crew derivative piece, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a backpack, a shirt, and a hoodie. Oh, 2 shirts actually. So backpack, 2 shirts. One shirt's going to be one-sided. One shirt will be front and back. And then hoodie. And then the backpack. And I think this is going to be a standard. Oh, and a water bottle too. I'll do a water bottle as well. And then that way, oh, backwards, we can talk. I'll help you out with something, brother. I'll help you figure something out. Same as I help out a lot of the other motherfuckers come around. If it comes to something really elaborate, then that's when we get to like one of these situations where we figure out some costs or something. But if it's just figuring out, you know, logo and some loose stuff, that's pretty straightforward. I mean, Tenchi had his shit kind of figured out, and I kind of pushed him a little bit to get him to do a little bit more research and stuff. So, you know, it's all good. We can figure some shit out. Don't worry about it. I'll help you guys get... I'll help the crew get their shit all in order. Let's see. Brian ordered new Bark Rivers Cruiser. Nice, Brian. Chicky with a pocket knife is here too. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Paula, how big nut job is the ball on top of the crane or the canes? Okay, about 3 inches or so. Okay, good. You guys are talking about that. All right, so one of the things I wanted to try. Oh yeah, it's available right now, Vixen. The black one's up right now, and they're all, every backpack that's going to be up there will be about, it's about $45, which is actually, now that I got the one backpack and I looked at the print quality and everything else, it's totally fucking fair. It's totally fucking fair. What's up, Jay? The other thing too is, you know, if there is a concept that you guys are interested in and you see all the different art pieces I've got, just let me know. And what I'll do is I'll make something specific for you guys, and we'll just name it something, you know, Vixen's Darkness as an example. I don't care. You know what I mean? If you guys come up with some design ideas and we put it up and people like it, that's just a fucking win, you know? And if you guys come up with something and I put it up and it starts going like crazy shit, I'll take some of the money from that and then I'll just fucking buy you some shit that you guys want. You know what I mean? So if you say, well, I like that, I wanted that, I wanted that, fuck, we'll get it. You know what I mean? We'll get it all hooked up. Bottom line is, I want to do some stuff that we all kind of win with. So, you know, I'm a designer by trade, so a lot of times I come up with stuff and I think aesthetically it looks good, but you know, I'm not the hippest motherfucker on the planet. You guys might be more in tune with something that resonates a whole lot better than ideas that I have. And if you guys come up with something and it starts fucking blowing up, I'll tell you straight up, holy shit, Vixen, the design you came up with is blowing the fuck up. And since that shit blew up, you know what? Here, you know, either you want, like, say I made $100 on some shit because it blew up and it was like whatever. I say, here, I'll give you fucking $50 of it. Or if you want the backpack over here, boom, we'll get you a backpack. I don't care. You know, bottom line is, you guys got to understand, I'm at the point where I am flinging fucking mud. I'm trying anything and everything to promote, evangelize, whatever. So I really want to get the brand out as much as possible. And that, you know, I got a ton of shit. I got a ton of stuff that I'm trying to promote. So anyway, Paula says, I love my knives. Thank you, your wife. Okay, I will let her know. You like that US? Awesome. Rhino, yep. Put up. And Garrett wants me again. Okay, just don't get no fights over that shit, okay? All right, so enough of this. Enough of talking about shirts and shit like that. What I wanted to try. Oh, I'm gonna try to work some stuff out. So when I come up with designs for you guys, so like I already see Wicked trying to evangelize stuff. I've seen him post it a couple of times. What I'll do is, when I do one of your guys' designs, so for example, the Bronx Attitude, the Wicked Bushido Code, things of that nature, like I'll be doing different ones for you guys. As those items sell, okay, here's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be public about this. Let me figure this out real quick here, because I gotta make sure I don't back myself into a corner. So what I'm going to do is, so each of the crew items that is related to that person, okay? So for example, all of the Wicked items, okay? So each item that comes out, I'm going to take basically 20, I'm going to take 20% of whatever I make on it. I'm going to put it to the side. And then once a month, one time a month, because what I'm doing is I'm not taking the money out, just so you understand the business side of things, to make sure I don't fuck myself. When an order is put in, I get 100% of that money minus the percentage that PayPal takes out. So PayPal takes out, I think, 4 or 5%. I can't remember. I take all of that money and I put it into the Printify environment. And then once that money is moved into the Printify environment, I then tell Printify, go ahead and run your production run. They take their money out. That leaves some money in there that normally I would make. But what I'm doing is I'm not taking that money. I'm leaving it inside of Printify. Okay. So what I will do is I will track, and once a month, the ones who I make these designs for. So right now we have Bronx and we have Wicked. Okay. And I'm probably going to revise yours, Bronx, because I think because of the language that's on there, I might not move a lot of units, but I'm going to make something specific for you. How I feel about you. Let's put it that way. So each one of these I make off of what I feel about you guys. Okay. This is my interpretation of you. Okay. It doesn't mean that's what you are or anything else. It's just how I feel when I interact with you guys. Okay. The vibe I get. Okay. So once a month, based off of whatever that person's design does, I'm going to take 20% of it and put it aside as like a little pool. Once I get some money in there, like once a month, I'll just let you know, hey, you've got you've got $15 in there, or hey, you've got $10 or whatever. Once that's at that point, I'll let you know, and then what I'll do is I'll issue out, like a that's the time I'll play with their gift certificate system, because the money's sitting in there, so I know I won't fuck myself. So then I give it to you, and then you can go shop and buy whatever the fuck you want. You can buy your design, you can buy somebody. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's yours to do with whatever you want. That way, you guys aren't sitting there going, fuck, I really like that design, but I can't afford it. You know what I mean? If it's selling, you guys are going to be able to buy as much of your own shit as you want as time goes on. And I'll just keep doing that, you know. So, you know, if I have 10 of the crew members in there, then once a month, I will check those 10 product lines, if you will, and I'll say, okay, these are doing this. This is what you're making. So I'm making some money and sharing with you guys. So that's the game plan right now. And I wrote it down. So I can write it in my thing to remind myself, and then that way we'll try it out. So we'll try that out for 6 months. We'll see how it works, and then I think at the end of the day that'll be a win-win, because I think that will give the people that see the designs that are based off of them something, you know, something to look forward to and everything else. Because I will be advertising the shit out of things, but I think you know, some of you guys are doing it as well, and it's kind of a, you know, cool little thing. It's like, hey, I've got a shirt. I realized I was sitting kind of low on the screen there. I was like, why am I so fucking low? It's because the chair sunk. But then that way, now you guys have something to kind of show off and everything. Now, what I wanted to do, oh, I know Wicked. I've been watching. I appreciate the shit out of that. What I want to do, if you give me or send money for that shit, take what you earn, bro. No. You misunderstand. Yeah, it's really up to you guys. So if you want, I can give you money. If you don't, I leave it in the system, and then that way, when I introduce new gear, you have credit in the system to buy your own gear or somebody else's gear or whatever you want. Because then, see, you guys got to understand, part of this breakdown is, let me phrase it another way. So the money that comes in, normally what would be, that would be like taxable to me, right? But if I turn around and say, I'm gifting this to you as a merchandise, because all the stuff here, all this design stuff is inadvertently merchandising my brand. So I can then say, this is gifts. I'm giving these gifts as people who are evangelizing the show, the contest, the things, whatever. It doesn't matter with this. And each $25, you can deduct that off your taxes because it's a gift. Okay, so now if I say, you know, this is going on, boom, I'm giving a gift to you guys, and that's how it'd be, is basically gifting you guys, because people are really digging your design, derivative design I'm doing, that I feel about you. So I do a nut job design, for example. I say, hey, here's a nut job design, and it blows the fuck up, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. So let's say at the end of the month, you know, I'm gonna give him $100 worth of gift certificates. So there'll be 4 $25 gift certificates that I'm giving him, because I don't have a contract with you guys or anything else. I'm basically deciding to give this to you as a way of saying thank you. Okay, so now when tax time comes around, I can say I gifted out this amount of stuff, which helps to mitigate my taxable income, but everybody's happy because you guys are getting these gifts to turn around and get more product to go around and show off, and people say, hey, that's a fucking cool ass thing. What is that? Oh, that's fucking Angry Jackalope, blah blah blah. And they're like, what the fuck's Angry Jackalope? Oh, it's a fucking YouTube show, blah blah blah. It's just a win. Everybody fucking wins, because now other people get exposed to it. Some people will like it, some people don't. Doesn't give a fuck. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And then we just keep growing the community, and we keep all having fun stuff, and we get cool swag that we actually like, and there it is. So, and it's ways of trying to think outside the box. Tenchi, yes, I think I didn't see your last Instagram post, but I watched your video talking about silver. I haven't been on Instagram all day, so I'll have to look at that. Now, one of the things I wanted to do for today is I want to well, yeah, I mean, I do that all the time. Like, I find other people's stuff and I just evangelize it, and I wear it, and I got my own stuff. I mean, it's just, well, if they had a fanny pack, I would do one, but I only can work with the products that they've got. Like I want shorts, I want suspenders, I want all kinds of shit, but the systems that I work inside, they only have certain products that I have to, I have to roll with. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to do, let's see here, which side is this? There we go. Trying to get my shit symmetrical. It bugs me when it's not. One of the things that I want to do, I have a new show segment I want to kind of introduce, and it will probably become part of the Robert R. Ricks channel. But I figured, fuck it. We will, you scratch my back and I'll give you a big knife. Well, I don't know. That might be a whole different system in of itself. You know what I mean? We'll see about that. One thing I want to try, though, is as far as I know, I've never seen anybody do this. So what I want to do is I want to get from you guys some loose words to craft a story on. Okay? And then I want to attempt to tell a story. And I'm not going to do a big long story, but maybe about try 30 minutes. We'll try a 30-minute block to tell a story, because what I want to do, one of the things that is super important for me, for the Robert R. Ricks side, is to build my reputations. Big balls, that's fine. I can go off of like really ridiculous stuff, and then I can go off of like seriously twisted stuff, fun stuff, whatever. You guys are gonna be fucking horrible. I can already you guys are like, it's like when I was a dungeon master and I'm sitting there trying to craft a fucking story and my players are derailing shit. Really try to derail shit on me and make me go, why do I do this? Why do I put myself through this shit? Because I used to fucking spend a month crafting a whole fucking story, and then the motherfuckers would be like, oh, I know where Rob wants to go with this, and they would fucking brutalize some shit, and I'd be like this. Throw that whole fucking binder away, and then just fucking go. All right, so far we got big balls, transgender athletes, transgender athletes, zombie beavers, nuclear apocalypse zombies. Okay. All right. So I see what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to jot some notes as I look at this here. So we got transgender athletes, big balls, nuclear apocalypse, nuke zombies, beavers, zombie beavers, and I'm going to ignore the midget ninja clown assassins. Kraken, okay. Alright. I try to seduce a monster, roll a 20, I roll a 17. Didn't realize the gun was loaded when I shot her. Okay. Accidental shooting. Okay. Transgender athlete, big balls. Accidental shooting, cracking. Okay. I think I got enough. Let's see. What did Tenchi say? Midget, zombie, stripper, Nazi, splinter, under everything. Yeah, no. That's going to be part of the rules. I'm not going to fucking roll with that shit. Endless night. Okay, I'll add that in there as well. Endless night. Alright. Alright. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this story So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself 3 minutes to give myself a loose outline so I don't back myself into a fucking corner. And I guess I'll go ahead and start that right now. Alright, I think I got enough right here. Okay, I'm going to leave that note right there. And so what we have to work with right now is big balls, transgender athletes, nuke zombies, zombie beaver, kraken, accidental shooting, and endless night. That's what we're gonna work with here. Okay. And you guys are already brutal because you didn't really give me a lot to work with here. I mean, you gave me a lot to work with here, but you gave me some shit that's going to be a little bit interesting here. So let's see how am I going to. Okay. All right. So I gave myself 3 minutes. That was it. Let's get loosened up. All right. So here we go. So nobody really knew when and how and where this happened. The ones of us that we thought were lucky woke up to the endless night. It was kind of odd. I don't really know why they called the shit the endless night, because it wasn't really night. It was just kind of dimly lit. I mean, you could still see shit. It wasn't like night where you were in the dark and you couldn't tell what the fuck was in front of you or anything. It was just kind of dim, I guess is the best way you could describe it. For a while there, I thought I was the only motherfucker left. I mean, I went house to house and there were some ashes of people, almost like people kind of spontaneously combusted or something. I know, it sounds fucking weird now saying that shit out loud, but fuck, I mean, it was what it was. So here I was, thinking I was the Lamo, last man on Earth, walking around in this dimly lit environment that others would later call the endless night. And here I was alone, and I was scared. I'm honestly afraid. And some of this I don't really want to talk about, but I've heard it's therapeutic and somewhat cathartic to talk about horrible shit. So I guess here we go. So that first night was a little weird. I walked around, I called out, I screamed, I yelled, and nothing. It was just eerily quiet. And part of me, a cowardly part of me, kind of wished I was dead. Because the unknown, that shit scared me. But you know what really scared me more? Was what came next. So I got hungry, and I figured, fuck it, I'll go to an In-N-Out and see what was there. I don't know why I thought an In-N-Out would be appropriate, considering there was fucking nobody around. But I liked In-N-Out, and it gave me comfort to think that maybe there was something there. Maybe an ash body or something had a burger and didn't finish it, and I could just eat what was left. So I walked, and I walked, and I realized, god damn, this fucking In-N-Out is fucking far away. Now you might be asking yourself, well, fuck, why didn't you drive? Well, I didn't have a car, and it didn't feel right to take somebody else's car, because fuck, what if I was stupid and there was people left? So anyway, I walked, and I got to the In-N-Out, And I was lucky. There was burgers. But you know what else there was? There was Charlie. Yes, Charlie. I walked up, and as I was looking for burgers, I heard a voice, a husky voice. Hey! And I looked. What the fuck? And I looked, and at first it looked like maybe a Russian athlete of some sort. Really big-boned Russian athlete, maybe. And I looked, and I said, wait a minute, this person looks kind of familiar. I think I've seen this person before. And then Charlie looked at me and said, I didn't think there was anybody else. And I said, me too. Shit, I thought I was the only fucker left. And we both smiled. And I looked at Charlie again, and she was about maybe 6'5". She was really muscular. I mean, insanely muscular. And I looked at her, and I was like, well, shit, I guess it could have been worse. I mean, if you're left surviving, maybe it's good to have a big muscular chick around that could throw her weight in. You know what I mean? Somebody you don't have to save all the time. And I thought, well, fuck. Maybe this is a good thing. So we sat down and gathered up the leftovers and moved some ashes off the chairs and ate in an awkward silence for a little bit. Finally, Charlie looked at me and said, what the fuck do you think happened? I shrugged, finished the chewing, swallowed, said, I have no fucking clue. I was asleep and I woke up to this shit. She nodded. I realized she may not be a she. That Adam's apple. Holy shit. That Adam's apple. So I looked at Charlie and I said, my name is Stephen Hall. She said, hey Stephen, how you doing? My name is Charlie. I said, Charlie. Nice. So what were you doing? She said, well, I'm a little embarrassed to say. And I said, fuck, who's gonna laugh? Who's gonna fucking really trip at all? I mean, fuck, as far as we know, we're the last two motherfuckers around. She nodded. You're gonna laugh. I said, well, all things considered, isn't that a good thing? She goes, yeah, but you'll laugh at me, and that's not a good thing. I considered what she said and nodded and said, okay, deal, I won't laugh. She said, I was actually waxing my balls. I had to pause. And I held it. And I held it. And she saw me turning red. You're going to fucking laugh. I know you're going to fucking laugh. Trying not to. And then I was able to swallow and push it down. And I nodded. I'm good. I'm good. So I didn't know if I heard you right. So you were waxing your balls? So then I take it you're not a woman. At that, she smiled. She smiled broadly. Why, thank you. No, unfortunately, not yet. But I am going to be. I've done part of it, and I looked at a rack and realized I had been staring at it a little bit, and I nodded. Yeah, that's pretty obvious right there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And she chuckled at that. And she said, well, the other part is a little harder to do. There's a lot of things you have to go through, and, you know, you kind of have to get approval and whatnot. I said, oh, I get it. I said, so, I couldn't help but notice, for somebody who's trying to, you know, become a, you know, you're really, really muscular. She said, well, that's because I compete. You know, I'm part of a team. I said, really? Team of what? She goes, well, you know, we play, it's kind of a new game. It's kind of like roller derby and rugby a little bit. Oh, wow, I hadn't heard of that. Maybe I heard the team name. Well, yeah, we go by the nuclear zombie beavers. Oh, zombie beavers. Yes, I had heard of that name before. And I chuckled. That's great. She goes, yep. We were actually competing and winning. I said, so the whole team is comprised of, you know, transgender athletes? Yes. I said, but did you have to go all the way through the procedure? She shook her head. No. No, didn't have to. I said, oh, okay, well, cool. I said, so what's the game plan now? She shrugged. Fuck, I don't know. Maybe we should go and see if there are others? I nodded. That sounded like a good idea. This Charlie was a smart one, and I was relieved to have her, him, it, whatever, with me. Anybody was better than being alone. So we gathered up packets of ketchup and some other oddities that we were able to scrape from inside of the In-N-Out, and we started to walk out looking for others. We walked for a little bit, and I looked up at the sky and realized the sun wasn't coming out. I say, Charlie, you notice that the sun's not coming out? She had nodded. Yeah, I did notice that, but all things considered, is that the weirdest thing? I shook my head. No. As I looked at the piles of ashes around us, what the fuck do you think happened to all these people? She goes, rapture? I don't know. I'm not a religious person, but I had heard that expression before. Fuck, I don't know. That's when we heard the noise. Soft at first, but louder. It grew louder. Hey, I whispered to Charlie, suddenly alert, ears perked, heart racing. You fucking hear that? She paused also. I knew she had because she didn't say a word. She just met my gaze and we got nervous. I said, that shit doesn't sound right, does it? She shook her head. I looked to my left and I looked to my right, trying to find somewhere where we could hold up and find some safe environment. That's when we saw the gas station. Go there, go there, go there. So then he goes. So we go. And we're running and we're running and we're running. But we're running quietly, as if not to make it too loud. We get to the gas station. We go inside. There was a ding. It was the loudest ding I'd ever heard as we walked in. We quickly closed the door and looked out the window. That's when we saw them. A lot of them. What the hell? I said, are you fucking shitting me? She nodded. Are those fucking really zombies? She nodded again. What the fucking literal hell? Okay, you know, it was bad enough. Ashes everywhere. People gone. But fucking zombies? Are you out of your fucking mind? She shrugged. She looked around quickly. I knew exactly what she was doing. She was looking for a weapon. Charlie was a smart one indeed. I looked around quickly as well. Fuck. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Fucking hell. So she went out into the garage bay. As she went out there, I looked in the back office. There was a desk. In the desk, I actually found a Glock. Oh, yes. A fucking Glock. I was elated. If it wasn't inappropriate for me to say, and I was being completely honest, I would almost admit I got a slight chub at the concept of actually having a fucking gun. Now, this is weird for me because I'm not a gun nut. I don't like guns. Their very nature make me nervous. But this time, in this particular situation, oh, this was fucking amazing. This was better than being in a strip club and having a stripper say, hey, you know what? How about I give you a free fucking handy? No. I digress. I was happy to have the gun, suffice to say. I didn't really know how to use it, but I understood that you pointed it and you pulled the trigger. And I had hoped and prayed that there were bullets in the gun. Because I said, I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. So I gently put it on the table and I continued ransacking the desk. And I didn't find anything else of use. And then I saw the file cabinet. And I thought to myself, well, sometimes people put shit in file cabinets other than fucking files. So I fiddled with it and pulled on it and it was locked. And I was like, son of a bitch. And that's when Charlie came in. Hey, did you find anything? I said, yeah, I found a fucking gun. She said, oh, fuck yes. What are you doing over there? I said, I don't know. This fucking file cabinet is locked and I can't. And she walked past and kind of gently pushed me to the side and she grabbed the fucking handle of this file cabinet and she pulled and that some bitch broke. I kid you not. Charlie was a fucking beast, if nothing else. She yanked and it opened. And then she smiled as she looked inside. What? She goes, do you drink? I go, like a fucking fish? She pulled out a big bottle of Kraken rum. Oh my fuck. It doesn't get any better than this. So she handed me the bottle. I put it on the table next to the gun. She smiled. Well, I guess things are turning up for us, huh? I said, yeah. Did you find anything outside? She said, I found a couple of pipes, found a big-ass wrench. She showed it to me. It was easily fucking longer than my arm. In her hands, though, it looked fine. I was like, shit. Well, maybe I should find something like that, too, because the guns make a lot of noise, right? And we know from zombie movies, if you make any fucking noise, them some bitches come a-running, right? She nodded. She handed me one. Here you go. He looked at it. I looked at it and said, holy shit, you got one my size. She smiled. Yeah, I did. I figured you wouldn't want this one. It's a little too heavy. I nodded, and I had a big giant wrench. So then, that's when we heard a noise outside. We glanced out. We saw one of them, a lone zombie. But this was the thing. It was fiddling with the fucking door. It was trying to open the door. And I said, oh my God, what do we do? She said, it knows how to fucking open doors? I said, fuck, I don't know. What the fuck? So she glanced again and looked. Fuck. Did you lock it? I said, yes. That was the first fucking thing I did when I got in this bitch. I turned around and deadbolted that motherfucker. She goes, okay, we're good then. So we looked, and that's when I noticed it had a fucking name tag. You think that motherfucker used to work here? She looked and she noticed it too. It does have the same logo. Well, if he worked here, do you think... And that's we heard the sound that made both of us shut the fuck up. There was a click and we heard the deadlock open. We both gasped. She took position behind the door. I stood on the other end of it. We looked at each other questioningly. What the fuck? And I said, it's just one. If he comes in, we'll take his ass out. She's like, what if he's really not a zombie? What if he just looks fucked up? Okay, we'll give him one chance, and then we fuck him up. She nodded. He came in, shambled across the floor. His right foot, for whatever reason, wasn't working. It just slid. He would step, slide, step, slide, step, slide, and it got louder. I never, ever really paid attention to anybody's footsteps, but this time I heard every step like it was the ticking of an impending doom. Finally, he got within reach, and I softly said, "Hey, are you okay, sir?" And he stopped, and he moaned. And I looked at Charlie. Fuck it. Charlie was much faster than I was. I thought I'd get first hit. No. Charlie swung, hit, came back to her normal position before I even pulled my arm back. I looked at Charlie in amazement. It was hot. Then I felt conflicted. Holy fuck. Was I getting turned on by a dude? Holy shit, does that make me fucking gay? Really odd thoughts to think about when you're fucking dealing with a zombie, but those thoughts nonetheless played out in my head as I swung my hit at the body as it was falling backwards. So I placked it after she had destroyed what little head was there. It hit the ground. I stumbled forward and realized, holy shit, I'm going to fall. Picked myself up, kept going, got to the door, closed the door, re-engaged the lock, turned around with a grin on my face at Charlie. Charlie said, "Nice recovery. You know you're about to fall flat on your ass." "Yeah, but I didn't. How was that?" She smiled. "Okay, well, they seem pretty easy to take out." "Yeah, well, that's kind of cliche, right? Zombies kind of always are." She looked out at the big mob that was out there. I wonder why they're all together like that. Fuck if I know, and I don't care. I said, let's just go back in the office and slide that body out here. So she pushed the body out, and we went into the office. We closed the door. sat there pondering our situation. Oh, fuck, Charlie. Fucking fuck. She goes, I know, Steve. What are we to do? Well, we could drink a little. She smiled. Fuck it. Let's get drunk. Nothing else to do, right? So we started to take swigs out of the Kraken, little at a time. I started to feel better. I started to not really give a fuck. That's when I realized I was getting a little sloppy. That's when Charlie looked at me and smiled and said, well, I guess it could be worse. I could be with a total homophobe or some other asshole that would not accept me for who I am. I'm like, that's true. It's sad that people just can't accept each other for what they really are. So I grabbed the Glock at that point, looked at it. You ever shoot one of these? She smiled. She said, actually, I have. I've shot gun plenty of times. How about you? I said, nah, I kind of don't like them. They're really loud, scary to me. She smiled. She goes, you know, in this situation, the funny thing is, I'm kind of more manly than you, and you're kind of more of girly girl. And I laughed, and I said, fuck off, Charlie. I could be a fucking man. I could be a fucking man. And she smiled. Yeah, I'm sure you can. You've been doing what you're supposed to do. Cliche and all. And I smiled. Well, you know, I am John fucking Wayne. And I spun the gun in my finger, thinking it would be funny. What a fucking idiot. I had not even realized what had happened. There was a loud explosion in my fucking hand. The gun fell. I went to catch the gun, thinking, oh shit, I'm dropping the gun. As I regained the gun in my hand, I looked up in horror. Charlie's face was gone. I had fucking shot her. The only person I knew, the only person that was left, as far as I knew, I had just shot in the fucking face. Fuck. What was I to do now? What was I to do now? Damn. Alright, that's it. So, I think that covered, oh, I forgot one piece. I don't know if I want to do, I think I'm going to end it there. I was going to address the big ball part, as he went to give her a proper burial. I discovered she had really big balls, but I don't, you know, whatever. We could just leave it at that. So I covered the transgender athlete. I covered balls because, you know, she shaved her balls. Post-apocalyptic zombies were in the situation. Zombie Beaver was the name of her, her roller derby, whatever. Crack and rum, that was covered. Accidental shooting, him spinning the gun, and the endless night. So that was all covered. I think that was actually a lot of fun. It was very, very interesting play down there, and it was relatively short. Wasn't too bad, and that was just yes, right. She was waxing her big balls. So, you know, it's just, I think I want to do something like this once a week where I can kind of craft together some loose stories and stuff like that. And it kind of fulfills the need for me. One of the problems I've been having lately is kind of carving out time for writing. And, you know, as a writer, when you can't find the time to do the stuff that you really love to do, it really starts to fuck with you a little bit. Like, you start feeling bad. This right here is some new shit I just found. It's called an orange vanilla Coke. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. So, you know, it's what I've been drinking. So yeah, so what I want to do is I will craft up some stories like this, and then I will come up with a kind of a running set of characters, like this Stephen Hall character, and create a very loose series. No, I wish it was peach. No, it's orange vanilla. So that way, I can still tell stories, have fun, and then also pull in. Yeah, see, Jay knows what I'm talking about. It allows me to pull you guys in on the crafting of the story, right? So that's the challenge. It's kind of like whenever you've done drama in anybody who's ever done drama class, like they'll say, okay, here's the scene, here's this, go, and then you're like improv, like you're put on the spot to act out a scene, and then boom, you just go from there. So that way I can do this, and I think I want to do this kind of on a regular basis on the Robert R. Ricks channel. I think I'm going to schedule it for Friday nights, and depending on how quick the stories go, it might be 1 or 2 stories. It all depends, or it might just be, one story. And that way I can play out some loose ideas on some stories and stuff, and also it's very using this word again, cathartic, because today was really kind of a rough day for me, just because I just launched our ticket system code that we've been working months on, and there are 3 massive fucking bugs. So I have to stay up late tonight with my developers again to try to fix this shit, and I needed something. I needed to do something creative to kind of cheer me up. And by this, by doing this and seeing, Steven accidentally shooting a person that was his connection to some sense of normalcy, kind of reminds me that shit, it could always be worse, right? And so here's a situation where he was having a really stressful experience, and right when things were looking good, because he was being silly, tragedy. And so it's a good thing. It's one of those things where you do an exercise like this, and it reminds you, hey, things could always be so much worse. And it also reminds us too, don't fuck with guns while you're drinking Kraken. You know what I'm saying? Drink responsibly. So I think this will be fun, because I could do things like this on a somewhat regular basis, build up some good content, and it's a different paradigm, right? It's like when we were growing up, somebody would do a short story. They would write a short story out, and sometimes a short story would get published, and that short story would spin off, a movie or something. We live in a time now we could sit and do something like this. It's a live experience, but it's saved for posterity, and based off of that live story, something else might come from it. We might create collectively a fun storyline that eventually gets turned into a series of books or whatever, and you guys are part of the history, because you guys remember, holy shit, I remember that night. That was fucking crazy. That was, the night we were talking about this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, here's the problem though, Garen. I think for the vast majority of people, they don't consider things until they need them, and then when they need them, this by trial and error. You know what I mean? Imagine there's a horde of zombies outside, and you come across an old Mosin, and you have no idea how to load it. Or let's say, for example, I have it loaded right now, but I've got the safety engaged on it. Well, if you don't have the internet and you don't have anything else for you to look up that gun, how are you going to know that it's the bolt? You have to pull the bolt back, rotate it, and then slide it forward. And that was the safety on those old guns, was notched. You're going to have this gun. You're going to squeeze and nothing's going to happen. You'll have bullets you're loading in and nothing's happening. You're like, I don't know how the fuck this thing works. So anyway, it's fun. Next time we need Bigfoot eating people, drinking crack and rum, UFO sightings, and laser swords. UFO sightings, laser swords, crack and rum, Bigfoot eating people. Yeah, that would actually be an easy one, actually. Let's see. What about folks using anti-diarrhea pills to get high? They're thinking about pulling them from show. What? Are there really people doing that right now? Wow, that's kind of crazy. Anti-diarrhea pills. Is that Imodium? Are they taking like Imodium? Dude, that's really bad. That's really bad. Those anti-diarrhea pills, man, they can work a number on your stomach. Oh, man. You know, I feel bad. I feel bad for this this next generation of fucking folks, man. Some of the shit I'm hearing about just blows your fucking mind. So anyway, that was fun. I really, 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 really enjoyed that. And I think that's going to be a big part of some things going forward, because that's just, you know, some stuff that I enjoy. Like, I've worked out the very first segment, loose segment of Happy Core that I think is going to be that's going to, excuse me, I had to burp. Happy Core I think is going to be really fun. And if you guys want, because this episode was just going to be done anyway, I can extend it further if you guys are interested in hearing a little bit about Happy Core. And I'll do that. What I'll try to do on that one, I have a very loose breakdown on how I want that to play out. And I can do that kind of similar to what we just did, but it's not going to be what's going to be in the final, obviously not in the final book, but it gives you guys kind of the gist of the intro and the mythology of Happy Core. So, okay. Snort condoms, Jesus Christ. I swear to God, it's silly, silly, silly. So, Happy Core. And I want you to, one of the things out, all right, Backwoods. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. One of the things that I want you to, I really want to get The Rock, somebody like The Rock, to play the main character. The main character is going to be a guy named Chemo Jackson. Okay, so let's just get into it. I'm going to try to do this kind of in a story format, as opposed to, like, I explained some to my kids earlier, but it was more like, oh, this is what this is about and this is what this is about. So this is going to be a little bit more, you know, like story, I guess, in the very beginning. Where to begin? Man, I'm not even sure you motherfuckers are going to believe this shit, but I guess I'll start in the beginning. Well, not in the beginning in a natural sense, like when I was a little kid, my mom used to whip me with a switch and my dad used to make me go do none of that shit. No. I'm going to talk right when the shit went sideways, when the snafu became the huge suck. Okay? So dig this. Here I am, knee deep in mud, surrounded by gooks trying to kill me. And if you can't tell by the reference of gooks, this was Vietnam. Yeah, I'm a lot older than you fucking think. But yeah, this story starts in Nam. So here I am, I'm with Jimmy. Jimmy's my boy. We were through a lot of shit together, me and Jimmy. So here we are, laying down some fucking fire, taking out some gooks, finishing up the rice patties the way we always do, when suddenly I smell something. I pick something up in the air. Now, I'm not one of them bloodhound motherfuckers that can smell shit a mile away, but this was distinct. This was not natural. Something was amiss. That's right, motherfucker. I said amiss. I has a vocabulary, so fuck off. So anyway, as I was saying, I look at Jimmy. Jimmy nods, because we've given each other the look before. Sometimes it's almost psychic. I can look at him and he knows what I'm about to say before I say it. That's how much shit we have been through together, me and Jimmy. So anyway, there I am walking. I crouch. I crawl. I get down. I'm going. I get to this little fucking pit, man. I look down in the pit. And I see kids. A lot of kids. Torn up. Some still got blood pouring out of them. And I'm like, what? Like I'm having a hard time processing what I'm seeing. There's arterial spray coming out of one of these kids' necks. And I'm like, he must be alive. There's a heart pumping in that body, making that blood spray. And that's when I noticed there was a shimmering shape, a fucking shadowy shape, a figure over it, eating this kid. I catch my breath. I look down. There's another one. I'm like, son of a bitch. What are these fucking things eating these kids? Why is there a fucking pit full of children with some shit eating them? Jimmy's crawling up behind me. I could hear him. He has a very distinct sound. He's a real clumsy motherfucker. He gets up next to me. What you see, man? Look. He looks down there too. He sees the kids. Oh man, that's fucked up. I said, you see them? He looks. What you talk about, man? You see them, motherfucker. I point at the things. He shakes his head, man. Nah, I see kids. I see fucking kids. What else is there to fucking see, man? I said, dude, there's some fucking things down there. He goes, what you mean, some fucking things down there? I said, some fucking monsters. He looks at me then. I see concern in his eyes. Nah, motherfucker, I'm not losing the shit. I'm telling you. There's some shit down there. Look at the kid. Look at the kid at 12 o'clock. Look at him. Look at his neck. He sees the spray. Hey, man, that kid's still alive. I'm like, watch. Thing bites down. Kid shudders. He sees the bite mark. What the fuck? We don't get a chance to finish. One of the things looks up and sees us. Well, I don't waste no fucking time. I'll put my sidearm. I'll pop one shot. Hit the motherfucker square. Right in its head. Well, what I think is his fucking head. It falls back. The other one, shrill scream, something I never heard before. It was a high-pitched howl. And then my heart stopped. Around the valley, from the tree lines, other things howled back. Then I feel Jimmy. Jimmy shakes for a second next to me. I look at him. He reaches for his goddamn knife. I'm like, what the fuck? He stabs me with the knife. Jimmy, what the fuck? He's fighting me. I'm fighting him. Jimmy, don't make me do this. And he's got nothing to say, but there's this look in his eyes. And he's pushing that blade with everything he's got. And I have no fucking choice but to kill my best friend. I pop him. Up close. I don't know if you've ever done that shit. It ain't nice. The sound of the gun up in front of my face blew my ears. The ringing, it just won't stop. The spray all over me. His brains all over me. Suddenly, his weight is different. I shrug him off me. I've looked back down in the valley. Things coming up. It's charging up this pit. I fucking finish. I lay it down. I lay it down with everything I got. The howling around me continues. That's when I hear the other sound. Explosions. Everything gets dim, dark around me. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think I pass out. I'm not sure. Everything's red. I wake up. I look around. I don't know. Maybe I didn't go down. Maybe I'm not asleep. I don't know. I look down though. I got no fucking legs. Where the fuck are my legs? I got no fucking legs. Where's my fucking legs? Fuck. I turn and I crawl. It's amazing how easy it is to crawl with just your arms when you have no fucking legs. But I feel my dick scraping. At least I hope it's my dick. I hope I still have my dick. I'm crawling. I know back at our area where we were at earlier, there's radios. I fucking call it. I call help. I call help. And then I pass out again. Then I hear it. The glorious sound of the blades. I look up and I see the copter. It's coming. I see the guys jump out. They grab what's left of my big ass. They throw me into the fucking chopper. They're working on me. And all I have to say is, do I still have my dick? Is it still there? The guy smiles. Yeah, donkey. It's fucking still there. You're fucking still packing. And I smile. I hear another guy laughing. At least this motherfucker still has a sense of humor. I look over to my left. I can see down where I was at. And I see them. All of those eyes looking up at me as I fly away. Time goes by. I have no idea. I'm in and out of consciousness. It's a weird, hazy fucking experience. All I know is, a little bit later, I'm laying there, bandaged up like the motherfucking mummy, and this fucking suit, and this girl in the suit are standing there. I'm looking at the suit number 1, guy, Asian, some sort. He wasn't a gook. I knew that much. Maybe he was Japanese. I couldn't fucking tell. All those slant eyes looked the fucking same to me. He smiles at me. He goes, Mr. Jackson. I nod. Yeah. He goes, allow me to introduce myself. My name is, fuck it. I don't have the name right now. Yoshi, blah, blah, blah. Yoshi, huh? Fuck. What kind of name is that? He says Japanese. And her? She's of no concern. Why don't you tell us what happened? Nah, fuck you. You won't believe it if I tell you. Well, enlighten me. I'm a very sympathetic listener. So I lay it down. I tell this motherfucker everything that went down. I hold nothing back. Describe everything as best I can. He nods. He looks at her. She looks at him. She walks away. He leans in close to me, so only I can hear. He goes, I believe you. You will not speak of this to anyone ever again. I look at him. You got juice like that? And he smiles. Oh, I've got juice. He got up. He left. I went through regular paperwork and whatnot. They discharged me. Fuck, I was no use to them. A fucking nigger with no legs. Shit. They didn't give a fuck about me. Get the fuck out of here, they were like. You know, oh yeah, we had the little medals and all the other bullshit. But at the end of the day, they didn't give a fuck. They were like, yeah, whatever. You're no use to us anymore. Even though arms are still great, I could shoot. I could do whatever. But I guess a motherfucker in a wheelchair probably wasn't the best soldier to have out on the field, right? Fuck. So they bring me back to the world. And I figure, fuck, I'll be safe there, right? Wrong. There's more of those fucking things. A lot of them. All kinds. Some were big, some were small. But the fucked up thing was nobody could see these sumbitches but me. Then I really got scared. I started thinking maybe I was losing my goddamn mind. But I would see people, the people that were complaining about migraines, people complaining about back pain, people complaining about different things. These things were attached to them. I could see them on them. I could see them everywhere. But I remembered that motherfucking nip. That motherfucker told me, don't tell anybody about this shit. And there was something in the words, something in his presence that made me know he wasn't one to fuck with. So I didn't tell nobody. I didn't say shit. I tried to work. Couldn't hold down jobs. I wasn't very good in the real world again. I had problems with authority figures. You could say I had that I don't give a fuck attitude. And it didn't serve me well. So years went by. 10 years. 20 years. 30 years. 40 years. So here I am, minding my own business, wheeling my way down to the local liquor store, getting me a little Johnny Walker, when I see another fucking thing in the alleyway, preying and just eating on some fucking hobo. And I knew, I've been watching these motherfuckers for hell of years, that hobo would be dead. It would eat this fucker until he would die, and nobody would give a fuck. It was the way it was, and I didn't say shit. They would look, they would see that I could see them, and they would smile at me sometimes. Shit, there was a couple. They would just wave at me, almost as if they got to know me. So I was like, whatever. But then, there was the guy in the suit. He was smiling. He waved at me. I waved back. I don't know why. I just waved back as if to say, hello. He walked over to me. Mr. Jackson, it's good to see you. And I looked at him, and it looked just like the other guy. I said, well, I must have known your daddy. And he said, why is that? I said, fuck, you look just like him. What if I told you I'm not a son, but I'm the same guy? I'd say I'm drinking a little too much. He laughed. I laughed. It was uncomfortable. He said, what if I give you a job? And I looked at him. And I just shook my head. What kind of job you got for a cripple? He smiled. Well, what if we could deal with that temporary situation? I'd say you're a motherfucking comedian. This is not a temporary situation. This has been my life for fucking 40 years. Yeah, it's what you thought was your life. But what if we could fix that? Oh, are we talking some $6 million man bullshit here? You're going to make me better, stronger, faster? Yes. Well, then I'd have to say, sign me up, motherfucker, because you and I both know that's some bullshit. Unless you got some of that nanotechnology that I see on the movies and shit, and you can make me something like a $6 million man, motherfucker. Yeah, something like that. Really? Well, there's risks, but yes, it is possible. I smiled. Fuck it. What have I got to lose? Why me? Well, I told you to not say anything to anyone. And for 40 years, you have not told anyone anything. And I paused. How could he possibly know what I said and did not say for 40 fucking years? Now, obviously, he was correct. I hadn't said shit to nobody. But how did he fucking know that? I paused. I looked at him differently. And as I looked at him, I almost saw something. I kind of paused, fell back a little heavy in my wheelchair. He looked at me. He looked over in the alleyway. You see them, don't you? I glanced over there. The thing waved at me as it finished the hobo. Yeah. Wait a minute. You fucking see him? He nodded. Yes, I do. So I'm not fucking crazy? No, far from it. Are you fucking shitting me? No, I'm not. So what are those fucking things? Well, we call them yukai. Okay, what the fuck is a yukai? Better to show you than to explain it. Let's go to your hotel room I believe you're living in now. I nodded at him. Yeah, fucker. Yeah, I'm staying in a fucking motel, not a hotel. Hotels cost a whole lot more than this motherfucker can afford right now. Yeah, we'll deal with that too. Let's go to your motel then. Look, man, before we go any further, I don't know if you in some freaky shit or anything, but I don't roll like that. So if you try to do a reach or something, I will fuck you up. You do understand that? He smiled. I assure you, my needs are not sexual in nature, but I do need good people. And I believe you may be one. I paused. I shrugged. Fuck it. I got nothing to fucking lose. So we rolled. Literally, I rolled. We got to the fucking motel, and luckily for me, I was always able to secure a room down on the bottom level. Maybe they felt bad for me being in a fucking wheelchair. So they rolled me to my room. I go in. 2 hot bitches in there waiting for me. What is this? They're my assistants. Okay. Now listen. This treatment is not without risks. We do need to inject you with something. And if it works, you'll be fine. If it doesn't work, he let that trail off. I understood what it meant. I'd be a dead motherfucker. Well, truth be told, I had wanted to die for a long time. I just never could get around to actually doing the business. I was never really one to kill myself, but the thought was always there. If a buzz hit me, it wouldn't have been a bad day, put it that way. So I looked at him, and I shrugged. Well, fuck it, let's do this. That's when I got hit. These bitches moved really fast. I was not expecting it to be so abrupt. 2 hypos, both sides of the neck, straight into the carotid artery. Very clean, very, very accurate. I felt whatever it was they injected sear through my veins, shot through me like a fucking bullet. Hot bullet, traveling, smart bullet, fragmenting bullet, traveling through all my extremities, focusing on my fucking legs. That's when the real pain kicked in. The bones shot out. I don't mean like it fucking, extended out like you see in the movies where something's regenerating nicely. No. This was violent. This was horrible. This hurt. I tried not to scream. I tried to show that I was the motherfucking man. But faced with that kind of pain, that kind of fucking agony, what could you do? That's when the first broad grabbed me. She held me down tight. Second one put her hands over my mouth to hope to muffle the screams. And it worked. They fucking had done this plenty of times, it was apparent to me. I felt the bones. Then I felt something wet. Then I felt something elastic. And then the next thing I know, I could actually feel the muscles flexing in my thighs. Oh my God, I had never felt... Oh, so good. It was great. They got off me. I looked. There were my legs. I extended them, flexed, wiggled my toes. Oh, son of a bitch. The best part? They looked good. They looked workable. They looked young. One of the broads commented something kinda snide. Wow, he cleans up nice. Like, what the fuck you talking about? The man stood, looked me in the eye. Go look in the mirror, he said with a smile. I stood up. Holy shit. There I was. My young self, the self that I had missed, smiled back at me. I winked at myself. Son of a bitch. I turned and looked at one of the girls. There was something in her I didn't like. Then I saw the tentacles, the faint tentacles flowing through her. There were tentacles in her face, tentacles on her neck, tentacles in her arms. They glowed a dull crimson. I looked at the guy. He smiled at me. You see that, huh? Yeah. He goes, tell her to kiss you. I'm like, what? Just humor me. Tell her to kiss you. Whatever. Hey, honey, why don't you come over and give me some sugar? She said, hey, how about you fuck yourself? I chuckled at that. And I looked at him. He nodded. No, I want you to order her. I want you to tell her to kiss you. I paused. There was a tone in his voice. Something told me he was right. I looked at her. I made eye contact. And I said to her, "Kiss me." She struggled. She fought. She relaxed. She seductively walked over to me and planted on a good kiss. I gotta tell you, it's been a while since I had kissed a honey like that. And all the rest of my body parts are definitely working. She backed up off me and looked down. And then I looked again at her. The tentacles, the faint imagery that was there had shifted to a slight bluish. What the fuck? He goes, "Hey, look at yourself in the mirror, specifically around your eyes." I did as I was instructed. My eyes had that same glow. What the hell? He goes, "Well, my suspicions on you were correct. You do have that ability." I go, "What the fuck is this?" "Well, I told you I needed you to work. I needed to find somebody. It seems I found him." "Okay. What is it?" "Well, you're part of elite team now." "Oh yeah? What's that?" "Happy Corps. Welcome aboard." All right. So that's the beginning that I had planned for Happy Corps. And that's kind of the introduction to chemo and the doctor. I don't have a name for him yet. But anyway, that is the loose breakdown of what I got planned as far as to get people into Happy Corps. And it's gonna progress a lot more interestingly, and there's gonna be a lot of monsters and what some people call demons and aliens and stuff like that. It's gonna be something else. So the overall gist of things is there's an energy source. So yukais are not monsters. Yukais are the power source, almost like the Force. Okay, so in Star Wars, there's an energy field called the Force that permeates all living things. Well, in this storyline, yukai is the power source of all supernatural things, and that's where we're going to get some really fun, interesting shit. And there's different types of soldier classes that are part of Happy Corps. And so when things get really fucked up, when like the apocalypse or anything else shows up, their catchphrase is, "Wow, it's a Happy Corps." The thing that gets fucked up is they just start laughing and they say, "Fuck it, let's get happy." So, you know, or it's happy time, or, you know, there's different expressions that each one will have. But so that's it. That's the one that I've been super excited about. I'm gonna shoot off, try to get some sleep. Okay, later, Tinchi. So yeah, so that's the one that's been really been running around my head lately, wanting to get out. And that's part of what these are, these beads right here. So the members of Happy Corps, they wear these, but they're not what an average person thinks. So yukai are the energy source inside of supernatural entities, for example, vampires, werewolves, etc. And if you kill one of those, they kind of, you know, fizzle out to a pile of goo, but inside of the goo, there's always some kind of a stone, some kind of a bead, some kind of whatever. And depending on how big the thing is, happy actually has a meaning, Brian. Happy, originally when I fucking came up with it, Happy Corps stands for Hattori Agency Private Protection Yukai, right? The actual happy members prefer to call it hard ass pussy protector yes men, right? So that's what they would call the happy hard ass pussy protector yes men. The actual HAPPY stands for Hattori Agency Private Protection Yukai, and so that's what the happy acronym comes from. And it's you kill something the size of like Godzilla, for example, you've got one fucking the size of a boulder, right? So there's different guys, and they have different, so they don't have rank insignias or anything. They just basically walk around with fucking beads and shit. Like one dude looks like Mr. fucking T. He's got multiple layers of these fucking things that he walks around. And the thing about human beings, it's like corpse, but it's like Marine Corps, like, you know, so you say like it's pronounced Corps, but it's corpse, but like, you know, like Marine Corps, but it's like, it's also a play on words because the happy members, the core members of happy, they vary in age, and there is specific agendas that are trying to be maintained. So there's three factions, basically. You can break it down as good, evil, and balance. Yeah. Yep, like Marine Corps. So and it's just interesting because this group is understood and sanctioned by most of the governments in the world, because they understand that there is a balance to be maintained. But it's kind of like a very grown up dark version of Men in Black, things like that. So it's gonna be some fucking funny shit. It's gonna be some funny shit, because even the beads and stuff, they signify different things. So there's different colors for different types of yukai, and then there's different shapes and stuff. So I'm gonna take the cliched things like undead, zombies, vampires, ghouls, goblins, shadows, all kinds of different shit out there, and they're all gonna intermingle and be part of the storyline. And it's gonna be fucking pretty funny, because I'm gonna take most of the established concepts that are out there, flip them on their fucking ear, and bend them over and rape them. So that's the game plan. So I'm gonna be tearing apart churches, all kinds of stuff. Just different things that people have certain expectations on, gonna get fucked hard. So this one is also, this will be definitely a self-published novel, because ain't no publisher on the planet gonna want to fuck with this one. Just like Sordid Adventures of Farouk Fantouk and Jizzy J, no one's gonna want to fuck with them. But as I finish different pieces and stuff like that, then, because I'm gonna publish it myself, so fuck them anyway, I will do YouTube readings and things of that nature, to expand the story, and also play with some graphic what do you call those, webisodes type things. So yeah, there's gonna be some interesting things. Because the other reason that they do this is because these act as amplifiers and augmentation. So you take out a certain type of yukai, you can utilize their base abilities, right? So if you take out a vampire, well, now you can actually take the essence from another person to heal yourself. So you can act like a vampire. But there's rules. You gotta follow. So You know, you gotta be careful, because some happy fuckers go, wait a minute, so I could take out a bunch of these motherfucking things, take their beads, and then, you know, bulk up. And they're like, no, because remember, there's that one group I told you about, the center group, the balance group. Nobody fucked with them. Everybody's afraid of them. Everybody's afraid of those motherfuckers. The balance. You don't ever want to show up on a balance radar, because the balance can actually take your ass out. They will fuck you up and not even think twice about it. If you are a threat to the overall balance, they take you out. And they're very, very, very good at what they do. So that those are all going to be things that are going to play into the storyline that I think are going to be a lot of fun. And I'm also going to take a lot of the things that we all kind of collectively go, fuck, that's stupid, why is this shit like that, and put explanation to things. So people go, that makes sense, that's why that shit's happening. And I'm gonna just be fucking an asshole the entire way about it. I'm just gonna have fun with it. So anyway, that's Happy Core. And that's like I said, that's one that's been floating around in my head for a while now, and it's getting a little bit unbearable, as far as like, okay, motherfucker, it's time, let's start telling this fucking story. And I'm like, all right, okay, all right, I'll tell the story. But that's kind of what's going on. You know, Farouk Fantuk, you know, that is another one. So those two right now are kind of saying, you know, they're like, oh yeah, that's cute, yeah, Magic Really Sucks, that's a very cute story, how about they go fuck themselves and let's get real. I'm like, damn, I gotta be like that. I really enjoy them. Shut the fuck up, Rob. Let's do this shit. All right, fuck it. Let's do it. So, yeah, they're being kind of bullies to me right now, you know. Yeah, it could also be short for corporations. It could be. It's ambiguous. It's meant to kind of. So here's a broad scathing commentary, I guess. So a lot of times our military is whored out to fulfill other agendas, right? Sometimes those agendas are dictated by corporations, right? You see coups, you see government takeovers, etc., to better serve banking cartels, etc. That shit is gonna get fleshed out, you know, and it's gonna show that even a military group can be part of a corporation, and that's gonna be one of the main wrestle points that some of these characters are gonna kind of be really, really upset about. They're gonna be like, why are we protecting this motherfucker right here? I don't understand why we're protecting this shit. And they're going to be like, it's the job, motherfucker. You do what they tell us to do. You know. And like the Creepypasta and the Clancy Pasta channels. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Brian. Klaatu Barada Nikto. Brian. Mahu with the beads. Love creepypastas. Yeah, my kids actually introduced me to creepypasta. I think they've done some derivative stuff on their own. They actually did a couple. My daughter, she wrote a creepypasta. It was actually pretty funny. And my other daughter performed it, and I thought it was really good. I was like, guys, that shit's fucking good. And they're like, Dad, it's shit. We were just fucking around with it. I'm like, no, that's fucking good. I enjoyed it. And they're like, you're our dad. You're supposed to enjoy it. I'm like, no. If it was shit, I would have said, all right, bye. And I would have just left the fucking room because it would have been fucking garbage. I wouldn't have said anything. I said, but no, if it's fucking good, I tell you, it's fucking good. So, Army of Darkness. So anyway, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be epic in scope. I mean, there's gonna be There'll be kaiju in there. There'll be big fucking monsters, and it'll be fun because there'll be these situations where the motherfuckers are like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, are we are seriously supposed to deal with this shit? And that's when they really start to glimpse the full power of human beings. Because the one thing that they'll learn very early on is that normally yokai and human beings don't mix. It's a very bad mix. But when they do mix successfully, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. So I won't go any further than that, but some of it I like, but some does give me weird dreams. Yeah, those creepypastas. Yeah, my kids, there were some times they would get scared. they would listen to shit, and they'd be suddenly all, hello, hey dad, how's it going, dad? Hey dad. I'm like, the fuck are you guys scared about now? Oh, Army of Darkness used Klaatu. Okay. I was trying to figure out what the fuck that was. I was like, that sounds very familiar to me, and I'm not knowing what that shit is. So, anyway, that's what I got planned for Happy Core. Originally, let's see. Oh, that's right. I put that in a backpack. My novels. Originally, Happy Core was going to be a one-off story, but as I started fleshing it out and thinking it through, I realized I had enough for at least a trilogy. But I think it's going to end up being an ongoing series, and I think what I'm going to do is because there's this interesting huge time period. So Happy Core has been around since way before Sumerian times. Let's put it that way. Let's put it like this. Happy Core was around at Earth 1.0. We are currently sitting in Earth 3.0. So they've been around and seen the demise of humanity twice. They've seen humanity die out twice, which should give you guys pause. Like, what are you talking about? Humanity died twice? Because that's what blew my mind as I started sketching some of this out, was the concept that this form of humanity that we've been in right now is the version 3.0. Like, we've done this shit all before. This is it's like we keep fucking up. This is like the third cycle on that shit. So well, actually, Bronx, the funny thing is these are all, even Convergence 2012. Convergence 2012, as I rewrite that and expand on certain key components, that's going to connect directly into Magic Really Sucks. And Magic Really Sucks, there's a very key event in the third book, the final part of the first trilogy. Later, Brian. The later part of this first trilogy that sets the groundwork for the entire mythology that I got planned. Every single book that I write is going to have connective tissue that stems from Magic Really Sucks Book 3. And there's something that's established in the second book, Magic Really Sucks 2, that explains how all of the universes connect, including Convergence 2012. Because in Convergence 2012, the second and the third book in that series, the second book of Convergence 2012 was called 2013 Aftermath, and then 2014 was going to be called 2014 The Truth. And so there are some things that I have spec'd out for those books that tie directly into Happy Core, and then there's stuff that are connected from book 3 of Magic Really Sucks into all of this shit. So it's all planned. Everything's planned. Convergence 2012 by itself, the first book did not have any connective tissue, but as I do this rewrite and I add some components in there, some of it will. I could cheat and say there is a huge part later, Brian. I think I already said that anyway. There's another part of there's a part in Convergence 2012 where there's this ambiguous entity that nobody can see. Kuthanaga feels it, but he can't describe what it is. I could hook that piece right there. That could be the connective tissue, but I already have something else planned for that. So in my mind, that would be cheating because I already have what that is. Okay? So I don't want to give that away because that actually is explained in 2014 A Truth. That's why 2014 A Truth is called that, because everything that was kind of hidden and not clear in books 1 and 2 was going to come out in 2014 A Truth, and it was going to, explain everything completely. But I think when I do the rewrite of the first book of Convergence 2012, that will then have a connected piece from the Magic Really Sucks. So Magic Really Sucks is really the genesis of everything that I've got planned going forward, and then retroactively hooking in Convergence 2012 into it. So that's going to be pretty cool. Really. So Coast to Coast last night had something similar to different Earth versions, or what were we talking about? Trilogy, 12 of the Trilogy, small, same thing. Trilogy, 12ology. Really, right? The guy that did the voice from the Planet of the Apes series animated. Yeah, I want to do... I have tried for years now to find artists to collaborate, to do different types of content, but I haven't found anybody yet. And I had hoped that my kids were going to get good at art to the point where I could pull them in on some things, but that doesn't look like that's going to be the case either. So, it is what it is. I think as the stories continue to evolve and stuff, and more people are listening to it, then it expands the opportunity. That's one reason why I want to do these types of stories and things like that, where I'm doing it on shows, because then yeah, YouTube's always doing that shit, man. I'm not really worried about them. Yeah, they always do that shit. That's why when I start with the actual story stuff and I put it over on the Robert R. Ricks, it should be fine, because that's not flagged. That's not being fucked with as bad as like the Angry Jackalope show. Angry Jackalope show, I've done fucked up. And on that one, I've had some episodes where I've talked about things that they don't want me talking about and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, fuck it, whatever. But the Robert R. Ricks one, I'm going to grow that one organically. That's going to be the Storyteller channel. And that's going to be just, content where I'm doing... some of it will be like this, live. Excuse me. Because I like the live interaction. But I also have some where I'll do... almost like audiobooks. There'll be I'm going to try to do some production on that to make those really nice and clean, put some music and some sound effects and stuff like that on them, so people can listen to them while they're working out, can podcast them, things of that nature, and try to grow an audience from that position as well. Just create content, give the content away, so that people start to follow and start to say, hey, I like the stories that this motherfucker tells. You know what I mean? Look at what Facebook and YouTube does to Steven Crowder and Prager U. Again, it could be because of the content that they have. They might, you know, push the content down and everything. So it's one of those things where if your stuff is not kind of towing the pop culture line or the politically correct line or whatever, good fucking luck. You know what I mean? You're like, ah, fuck. I do what I do, and I try to entertain and I try to have fun with people, but you know, at the end of the day, fuck, the powers that be control everything. So if they don't like what you're saying, they will fuck you. And then you got to run the risk the powers that be do like the shit that you do, and now you're facing a whole nother animal. Like, oh, Rob, we love what you're doing now. Suck the dick, and you know, we'll make you really huge. And you're like, I don't really want to do that. Well, then we'll destroy you. And you're like, fuck, that sucks too. So, you know, you see some people and listening to them and having panic attacks or something like that. What did I miss? Let's see here. What did I miss from Paula? When having panic or something like that. I think I missed something from Paula and listening to them when having panic attacks or something like that. I think I missed something. But, yeah, you know, so the other thing you got to be careful of is getting the powers that be saying they want you to, about stories. Okay. So, you know, that's the thing that I'm afraid of, is that I'll get successful to the point where then it becomes, okay, yeah, you're at a certain point and we can make or break you. So, you know, come here and suck the Illuminati dick, you know, and then you're fucking Stephen King level, or you don't and you're back to, you know, Angry Jackalope year one. And I'm just like, fuck. You know, it is one of those things where I don't know if you can necessarily win or not win. And, but I told myself, fuck it, I'm going to tell stories, and I enjoy doing this, and I'm going to get my stories out there and see what happens. So we will see if the Illuminati comes and starts pud smacking me. Ah, stop it. Stop it. No, stop. Wait, you fucking pud smacking me. Wait, you can give me $10 million? All right, I guess it's not as bad as I initially thought. You know what I mean? It's like, do you fucking sell out for your fucking family and to get a bigger audience, or do you just stick to your guns and be like, no, fuck you, I'm not fucking selling out? You know, it's like, fuck. That will be the interesting point when you get to, you know, I used to think with YouTube and stuff, you could actually grow your shit and have your audience, and that was that. You know, you could get to a certain level of success, and that was great. But now, with the way things are, there are so many barriers to prevent you from getting to the audience just right. Especially if you're not, you know, I told my kids, I said, look, if you really want to be successful writing, write a story about a gay or transgender main character in a urban setting, blah blah blah, and there you go. Instantly picked up, agent grabs your shit. I see lit agents every day. Oh, looking for queer, blah blah blah, this, blah blah blah, send me your synopsis right now. Just begging motherfuckers to send them shit. And I'm like, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. You know. What's that, Ed? Price is $8 million. Anything except hurt, lose my family for that much. Yeah, exactly right. It's like, you know what? I will suck you off, rub your balls, wink and smile at you, and make sure you had a good time for $8 million. It's like, was that exactly how you wanted it? Is this good? Is this good? That's what you wanted? Oh yes, okay, whatever you want. Yeah, that's real talk. You look at what fucking see what is this? Shit, 2 million will get me my off-grid compound for the group. Yeah, right. So you're kind of like, fuck, what price? But then, they always say it's a fucking slippery slope, right? So they're like, well, you done sucked the dick for 8 million. Now, we'll give you 10 and we want the booty hole, and oh, now we'll give you 20 and we want you to do that. Oh, we'll give you. It's like, at what point do you say, okay, I'm good? And then they flip the switch on you and say, oh, by the way, we're fully in bed together. So now you'll do this, this, and this. You're like, nah, we're good. I'm not going to. Oh, well, if you don't, look, here's your daughter at school. Oh, it'll be a shame if something happened. Oh, look. You're like, fuck. Fuck me. Okay, so, fuck. I'm fucked, right? And that's when you realize, oh, shit. So when I sucked the dick, that was me signing the contract with the devil? Oh, I thought there was a literal pen and paper thing. I wasn't realizing this was the pen and paper. Fuck. You're like, fuck. What is it? So you almost have to look at things with your eyes open. Like, fuck. What does this really entail? Who am I really fucking with? And I think we've seen that with some of our celebrities. Some of our celebrities, I think they realized what was going on. And as they kind of detached themselves away and said, fuck it, I really don't want to be part of that scene. And then we see them die tragically under suspicious circumstances. Yeah, no, that was a clear message that the powers that be were telling other ones, hey, we own you. And so that's the thing that I kind of wrestle with it. Do I want to get successful to the point where the motherfuckers take notice of me and come up and say, hey, we really like what you do. You're fun. You're a funny guy. How about this? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Oh, dude, Lone Warrior, dude, you are fucking way late. We have like 7 minutes left. And like we've been in here for like an hour and 53 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Edwin. It's like it's one of those things, man. To be honest, it's like the thing that would give me the most joy in the world is people reading my shit and enjoying it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's kind of a scary thing, just don't keep too open a mind. Something might come in to stay. Oh yeah, that's true. But fuck it, I'll keep writing. I'll have fun. Hey, there you go, Steve. Good. That's not a bad thing, considering heart shit. High is good. High is very good, actually. If I didn't have to work, I would get drunk. But I have work to do. So, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so anyway, getting back to original stuff, there will be story stuff on a regular basis. Oh yeah. There's always the risk. Always the risk. Hospital shit. Hospital shit. It is what it is, But good to be here. Well, yeah, I'm glad you're here, man. I just I try to do everything. I try to do a show every Saturday, 7 o'clock. I start it, and I try to end it no later than 9 because fucking 2 hours. It's amazing. I bang out a fucking 2 hour show, and my wife keeps asking me, "Well, what's your show gonna be about?" And I always answer, "Fuck if I know. I have really no idea what the fuck it's gonna be." You know? All good. All good. Yeah, 9 Eastern, right? 9 Eastern, I think. I do too, Steve. To be honest with you, this is my time to really just kind of vent, have fun, and let my hair down, and just kind of hang out. It's not like I do any real form of partying or whatnot. You know what I mean? I know this guy who was selling task book. Yeah, that's me. I got all kinds of shit, man. I have to stay organized, and if I don't, then I run into problems trying to remember shit. You can see, I mean, this is better part of probably about 2 weeks. So I got 1 sheet, 2 sheet, 3 sheet, 4 sheet, starting on this one tonight. I mean, and then that's not even really all of it, because then there's even some I started going from the backside, you know, going from the backside, because trying to achieve all the shit that I'm trying to do. Oh my fuck! Good luck. If I didn't do this shit, I'd fucking go fucking nuts. Nuts. What's it say? Installing an amp and sub in my new Jeep. Lost track of time, but thump thump. My Jeep now goes thump thump. There you go. You got bass, bass. Boom, 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 boom. Man, I remember I used to fucking love bass in my shit back in the day. Trying to get money together for the 2 sparkle mugs and the backpack when it comes out. Backpack's out right now. I did that right before the show. That was some of the things that I got done right when I did the review on the one backpack. When I saw how good it was, I was like, oh shit, well, now that I know this shit prints this good, I'm going to put out the other ones, because there's a few other backpacks that I wanted to get out. So I have the first Magic Really Sucks, the Sparkles, we got the Memento Mori, and then we've got the Angry Jackalope one. And then I'm going to do a Wicked Zen version of the backpack. Oh, here, I'll show it to you guys again. Let's see. It's there's the Sparkles one. Go like this, make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, so there's a Sparkles one. It's a kind of a purple pink pack. It's got stuff on the sides and everything. So if you go up on the actual tacticalgeek.com, you'll be able to see all the different angles and stuff like that. And then the Memento Mori one is this one. And this one is basically black and white. It's pretty hardcore. This one came out really good, actually. I really like the way this one came out. Someone stole my tablet out of my pack at the hospital, said they're not responsible. Fucking hell. That's fucked up, dude. That's way fucked up. So, and then, let's see, the other one. Let's see. You heading out, honey? You give me a kiss. God damn. I don't know if I want to let you out. You look really hot. What the fuck? You're supposed to go out looking all frumpy. You're not supposed to go out hot. What the fuck? God damn it. Let's see. Do I have what else is in here? I have Sparkles. Sparkles. Let's see. I think it's on over here. Hold on. There it is. So this one also, if you guys are interested in a St. Patrick's Day fucking design, I think they said the cutoff to make sure that it's here in time for St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow. So if you want to order this before the by the 3rd, then you're guaranteed you'll have it before St. Patrick's Day. If you order it after tomorrow, it's just going to show up whenever, and it may or may not. So, but that one is that one turned out to be a real fucking fun design, because I get to basically put out a shirt that says "fuck you," in case you guys didn't notice it. So it says "fuck you," but then it's got the scribbled L and the Y added in there, so you know, lucky you. So that's the fun right there, you know, because Steve's a little smart ass. Yeah, fuck you. Exactly. So, yeah, dude, it sucks, Steve. I wish I was a rich motherfucker. I'd send you a fucking replacement tablet. That's for damn sure. But I is not a rich motherfucker. Hence the reason I'm putting out this fucking shopping thing with the hopes of growing the brand and getting as many designs out as possible for people to wear and have fun with, and you know, shit like that. You know, fuck you, have fun with it. So, oh, I know, dude. I know you're not looking for it. I'm just saying, I hate when shit like that happens. It fucking irritates me. It really does. Really does. Not yet, but one day. Yeah, exactly. Fuck them, fuckers, fucking assholes. So anyway, that's it. We're at the 2-hour mark. I am gonna reach out to my developers and start pestering the shit out of them so that we can fix these really bad bugs that I launched with. And fuck, I just want this shit to work. I just want it to work the way it's supposed to, so that my boss and them are fucking happy, so I'm not fucking in a perpetual state of stress. So everybody, you know, if you like it, please subscribe, tell your friends far and wide. Until next time, motherfuckers, please be good to yourself, good to each other. Go out, live life to the fullest, ride the busted wheels fall off, have some adventures, get some scars, tell some stories, find some love, all that jazz. And above all else, look, man, just enjoy what you can, because life is rough. Steve can attest to that. So hang in there, guys. Love ya. I'll see you later. Bye.